Welcome back everyone, gabestah here. This is the 20th episode in our Orcs Must Die walkthrough series, and this is the gateway mission. We're starting to close in on the end, and things are getting much more difficult. So this mission, you can see there's a lot of vertical levels to it. I'm just walking around through it. And really the interesting part about this level is that you have these three entrances. Most of your ground forces will come through the center there, I believe. And they'll follow the stairs just like I did up to the top to your rift. However, you're really defending against air units as well. And they will go split off and go to the right or the left and go around the back of this fortress area. And then they'll come up the sides. So you can shoot them over here when they pass, and then eventually they'll come to the back entrance here, where the wave is showing into the rift. So it can be somewhat tricky to defend against both of those, but that's the goal. So the overall strategy that works really well is to focus the ground units down here, because you have these really low-hanging ceilings, which are great for the ceiling traps, and a lot of buildable walls on the edge. Then you also want to have a lot of guardians, archer champions for the air units. We've also been given a new ring called the Ring of Lightning, which is really good against the fire babies, which we'll get a lot of. So that's why you get it. We also have a frost ogre, so I'm going to make sure to use my flame brazier. So I'm going to skip the blade staff that I'll normally get. But otherwise the build is pretty similar to what I've been doing. Tar trap. Yeah, barricade, archer, wall blade, clockwork mace, and the brimstone. We did also get our final slot this level, so now we have the full 10 that we'll have the rest of the game, which will be necessary. So, first thing, we're going to take a look at where we can build along the wall. There should be 2 gaps, and sure enough there are. So if we do wall blade there, then we want our first barricades to look like that. And I've talked about this before, but I'll just reiterate it if you haven't seen it. The reason we don't build here is because it's a wasted space. Because if an orc comes here, because of this barricade in front of me, he's forced to go here into the death zone of the wall blade. Likewise, if he just passed this way, he steps here as well. So actually having a barricade here is a waste of money. You get to save 700 coins by just building it back there. So I'm going to do one more wall blade, and then I've got 500 left for my steel weaver death augmenter. Let's begin. And this is a really good mission for steel weaver because you want to eventually get the burning pitch for your archers. Very well then. And then we'll get started. So first bit of money I'm going to use is going to be on some tar traps. Oops, that was weird. I ran the other way. So I want my traps to get as many kills as possible, but I can't get them to get everything. So I'm just going to use freeze to try to buy myself some time. And only kill what I have to. There we go. So now we'll do some tar traps under those. Really good. And then we'll do a swinging mace up above once we have 1500. So I'll show you the lightning. You can see it knocks all the orcs out. It's pretty fun. It basically just chains between a few targets based on where you hit it. You can also use the right click, which I don't know if I'll get enough mana to use right away. There we go. So it does a storm cloud, basically. Or you trigger it. So now we do a swinging mace up here along the edge. And you can see it hangs out one extra 4x4 square, but this is ideal because eventually we'll build along this wall and that will still keep all the orcs in it. So remember the ice ogre is just like the fire version, but obviously he's immune to ice, so use your fire bracer on him. Lightning also works if you don't have the fire, but fire is ideal. There we go. So we'll do one more tar there. And then wall off. Again, not closing this one because that's connected by a corner, so it blocks. And then we'll start building this way. So as you can see, now the swinging mace that hung over by one extra 4x4 is still a kill zone area, which is perfect. And then we'll go this way, eventually doing another swinging mace up above there, and that'll be all we need for ground stuff. So let's get started. Now this fourth wave, we do have the air units. You can see them breaking out of the side. So fire babies, I would just immediately start trying to hit them with the lightning, or you can try to get them with an AE ice, but oops, I don't have enough energy. But they do go up in the air really quick, so it's hard to do. It can be somewhat difficult to aim the lightning as well. So I'm going to run up and try to hit some on the side. And then they're going to come around the back. So one thing you can do is stand next to the rift, because it increases your regeneration a lot. Wow. I don't know how I'm missing that much. That was sort of terrible, but it worked.
Something for your face. That's gonna leave a mark.
So watch the mini-map. If you get air units, try to focus them early. Don't worry about the ground units. Let your traps get those for the extra coins. I'm going to go intercept the air units on the side here. And what do we have? One last air guy.
That was fun.
There we go. So once I get my swinging mace down and this final barricade, I'm going to focus all the rest of my money on archers and upgrading them. Ha. Sheesh. Okay, so archers front are really the best. Right up against the edge there. And you can also hop in here if you want It's not really very good for normal units. It's good for ogres though, because it's very slow attacking. Just watch your mini-map. If you have the same defenses down below, it should be fine. Because all this ground stuff's easy. I'm gonna grab my coin.
Yes.
Yoink. And more archers. So you can also start upgrading archers at some point. To eventually get burning pitch. Once you feel you have a decent number. I've talked about it before. If you have strong defenses from traps or guardians, try to let them get the kill rather than you. So shielded units, you can just knock their shield off and let someone else get the kill for the extra coin. Let's grab burning pitch and the oil and jagged steel. So now everything is max upgrade.
Like
and then you can just spend the rest on archers. And at this point it should be pretty much hold on its own. Try a jump move. Yeah, I got some of them. Booyah! So if you sort of run out of space up top for line of sight, you can also build archers down here. Just make sure they're back far enough that crossbowmen won't stop too early and try to shoot them before they step in your traps. Oh, I reached the guardian limit. You can only have a certain number of guardians. So watch the mini-map if any air units happen to sneak through. They may be able to, depending on how many archers you got up. And that's the mission. So yeah, it can be pretty tough. There's a lot of entrances to watch when the air units get in there. Obviously the ground coverage is not too difficult though. And part-time is pretty simple, so that's it. Let's move on. Well, actually, before we do, I think we can get an upgrade. Yes. So, probably the best upgrade to get is either the Pounder or the Brimstone. I tend to use the Brimstone more often, so I'm going to get that one. And now we can go.